Hello. Today I will tell you about the mini-series The Eternaut. Imagine this. 99% of people died out because of poisonous snow, and the survivors become slaves of giant monsters. It all begins with a scene of three friends who have sailed out to sea to escape the bustle of others. As they chat, the city's electricity starts to fail, and a massive aurora borealis lights up the sky. Their boat rocks from side to side, and one of the girls goes to raise the anchor. In that instant, everyone outside dies suddenly. On land, things remain relatively calm for now. People in the city believe the government is behind it all, sparking protests demanding the return of power. After all, the authorities have cut electricity before. Meanwhile, a woman named Anna notices that insects are behaving far more actively than usual, but dismisses it as unimportant. Soon after, the power goes out completely. Men check their phones, but they won't turn on, and they assume the batteries are dead. Anna reports that a man outside collapsed suddenly, but their discussion is interrupted by snow. Despite it being summer, snow has never fallen at this time of year. Alfredo wants to help the man outside, but Anna forbids him from leaving. What if the air is contaminated? Their fears are confirmed when a car drives by with a dead driver inside. They try to call their families, but the landline doesn't work either. One man realizes his wife is out walking the dog and decides to find her. The moment he takes a few steps outside, he dies. Within hours, the temperature plummets. They have to put on warm clothes and light the fireplace. They fear everyone outside has perished. Suddenly, a girl knocks on their basement door, begging to be let in because she's freezing. She introduces herself as a delivery girl bringing them whiskey. This confuses Lucas as the app listed a male courier. Omar suspects a trick. Besides, they placed the order over 40 minutes ago. She explains she was fixing her bike. Reluctantly, they open the door and let Inga inside. Juan is surprised to find their basement leads directly to the parking garage. Part of the roof is broken, letting snow fall inside. The car keys are in a room also buried in snow. Juan covers himself with a transparent tarp, climbs into the room, retrieves the keys, and returns to the car. Alfredo notes that the older snow has changed color, as if it's lost its potency. Juan tries to start the cars, but none work. It could be due to an electromagnetic pulse, but what caused it remains a mystery. A light flickers on in a neighboring house. Dawn is near, meaning this man is unaware of the danger. They try to warn him, but he doesn't understand, opens his window, and dies instantly, followed by his entire family. Juan realizes his wife will soon head to her club, so he must go home. He wraps all exposed skin, using a gas mask to protect his lungs. The plan works. The snow doesn't kill him. Now he must make his way through a completely desolate city to get home. Juan is startled by a whistling sound, but scanning the area, realizes it's coming from a dead worker swaying in the wind. On the day of the apocalypse, Juan's wife, Elena, gathers with other residents in their building. At that moment, a car crashes into the entrance. A man goes to check on the driver and dies instantly. Anna wants to make tea using tap water. Alfredo objects. What if the water is contaminated and they'll be poisoned? They must ration their bottled water as they don't know how long this will last and supplies are nearly gone. Meanwhile, Juan encounters another survivor and bolts. Reaching a train, he finds living people in one of the cars begging for help. He tells them he's alone and can't assist, but being too kind-hearted, he gives them a bottle of water, promising to bring help. Later, Juan reaches his home. He hears people breaking into an apartment where water is flooding out. His own apartment is open, but his wife and daughter are gone. Instead, there's a stranger who swears he's not a thief. The man says his wife sent him for medicine. He notices snow on Juan's hand, yet Juan is still alive. Just then, Elena enters. She says their daughter went to a friend's house with the address saved on her phone. Who could have imagined this would happen? The residents are curious how Juan made it to her, and why the snow didn't kill him. Does he have immunity? He explains that fallen snow loses its lethality, but exposed skin means instant death. They ask if he has a gas mask. Juan pulls out something else and the family flees to another apartment. Juan realizes they'll be caught anyway, so he gives his gas mask to his wife and tells her to run to the school. A mob bursts into the apartment. Juan smashes a window and puts a plastic bag over his head. It allows him to step outside, but the oxygen runs out quickly and he passes out. When he comes to, he sees his friends, who have since looted a fire station while objects fall from the sky. The group returns home powering a radio with a car battery, but no one responds to their signals. Juan asks Alfredo for the car they fixed to find his daughter, but Alfredo refuses. His priority is the people in this house. At that moment, a survivor approaches their house. They intercept him, ordering him to the parking garage. It's their acquaintance Benito. There are other survivors and they need their car. While they talk, Amar steals the car and drives to his own home. As Amar nears the city center, a strange red light distracts him, causing a crash. Juan and his wife try to catch up, but while resting, a group arrives and takes their car. By morning, the couple reaches the school. Elena points out the girl their daughter went to visit. She'll search for documents with the girl's address while Juan looks for a car. In a bathroom, they find a boy locked inside, pranked by his classmates. His name is Pablo. They explain the world is on the brink of destruction and his friends won't come. They're all dead. If he wants to live, he must do as they say. At first, he doesn't believe them, but then he sees people outside. Luckily, Pablo knows Luna and even her address, but Pablo lies, giving them his own address where everyone is already dead. The news causes Pablo's fever to spike. They take him to a pharmacy for medicine. Suddenly, a woman knocks, begging for help. It's a trap. Bandits take the key and lock them in the bathroom. They don't notice Pablo, who unlocks the door. Their return route is via the railway. Juan checks a train, but everyone inside is gone. Stranger still, the railings are warped and the seats are scorched. Supplies at the base run out. Alfredo and Lucas head to a fire station for food, where they meet Benito. He wants to secure the district against rival groups. They give Alfredo 24 hours to let them into his garage. Alfredo returns home and tries the radio again. A man from Uruguay responds, but snow is falling there too, meaning it's global. The connection cuts off abruptly, which feels odd. Alfredo checks a compass, which swings wildly. He shares his discovery with Juan. Earth's magnetic field is gone. Juan insists not everything fits his scientific theories. Something bizarre is happening in the city. Meanwhile, an alien creature attacks the bandits, tossing their car like it weighs nothing. A new day dawns. Alfredo tells Juan about a ring of radioactive particles around Earth, held by its magnetic field, a shield against solar radiation. Juan asks how a pole shift could block a road. Among the debris is their car, which man took. Their talk is interrupted by military convoys ordering civilians to return home. The army is handling the threat, and they must await further instructions. It's clear the soldiers are hiding something, so they follow them, witnessing a new danger. Soldiers open fire on unknown monsters. Bugs seize soldiers, wrapping them in webs. Trying to escape, Alfredo loses control and crashes into a house. When the gunfire stops, the pair steps outside, grabbing a rifle. A monster spots them, but Juan kills it with a single shot. Argito and Mickey join the fight, leading them to safety. Amar is among the survivors. Juan asks where the bugs came from. They're shocked he didn't see the lights falling from the sky. That's where the bugs emerged. Another wave is coming. By night, the city is overrun with bugs, endless in number. Staying is too dangerous, so the survivors decide to leave. A monster confronts them, stares for a moment, then turns away. But a child's cry draws dozens more. A disabled man in a church rings the bell to distract the monsters. They're smart enough to build a ladder and climb to the upper floors, where he's poured gasoline. He drops a cigarette, burning them all. The group frees their car and escapes, leaving the monsters behind. Back home, Juan is unaware that his daughter Mora found them on her own. They trade their house with neighbors for a bus, planning to reach Lucas's island. There's a problem. The water has receded 300 meters from the shore. They must change course. They arrive at a mall where survivors have set up camp. The family takes a break. During dinner, Mora hears voices in her head and collapses. A new day breaks. To everyone's surprise, the snow has stopped and the weather is sunny. Their joy is cut short by attackers opening fire. 2 are quickly taken out. The third escapes, returning to the bugs, who part to let him pass. Stranger still, soldiers arrive at the mall, brought by Lucas. He was with the group but went to the warehouse for alcohol and somehow ended up on the highway where he met the soldiers. They take the survivors to their base and train them to shoot. High Command wants Alfredo to repair a radio and head to the city center to broadcast the base's location to all survivors. Roberto arrives at the camp. He's the one they traded their house for the bus. He says no one else survived. The bugs destroyed everything. At dawn, the combat unit heads to the city as military planes fly overhead. Even the soldiers don't know who they are. They rig a train as a battering ram to clear cars from the tracks. But the collapsed subway is impassable. The group dismounts and reaches the main antenna. Another team scouts nearby streets, finding a plane with missiles inside, headed for the stadium. Inga thinks something's there. As they step outside, silent people surround them. The soldiers complete their mission, broadcasting a resistance message across the region. Omar sees the stadium glow with bright blue light. He worries the other team hasn't returned, but Lucas insists they're near the train. Soon after, Lucas snaps, wounds Omar, and flees to the rooftop. He rants incoherently, ending with a claim that a golden rain awaits them. What this means remains a mystery as he jumps from the building. A crazed mob storms the building, killing all the soldiers. The remaining group returns to the train, finding only a single conductor. This allows them to escape. It's odd that the collaborators let them send the message. The sergeant and Juan decide to leave the train to rescue the missing team. Searching, they find a settlement of people living alongside the bugs. But that's not the worst. Hundreds of capsules fall from the sky, and a gazebo glows with the same color as the stadium. There lies humanity's true enemy, controlling people. And with that, the first season ends. Let us know in the comments if you want a continuation. Thanks for watching, and until next time.